ULTI.TV.
We've got the chopper coming in over top here. I've just scored myself a Australian Flying Foxes supporter wristbands. Friday the 13th, semi-final action in the women's Masters division about to kick off here. We've got Japan, USA has just started behind us, and we're covering the Australian Flying Foxes against the top-seeded Canadians as Anna Haynes puts up the pull. Canada now with the disc, starting the other way. 44 gets a gainer. That's 66 on the far side for Canada now. She puts a deep one right away. Has number 9 for the goal. Canada strikes quick. It's Marie-Eve Paradis with the goal for Canada, 1-0, very early. Val Dion for Canada, set to pull. She put one of those big ones up for the last play where the Canadians scored very quickly. Lou Fernside collects the pull. Kelly Brown moves to his close side. Up the sideline here, Kelly Brown again with the disc. She's always happy to put it. That's Heidi with the disc now. Back to Kelly Brown. Pops one over to Heidi. And Kelly again, two of them doing a bulk of the damage on the early part of this possession. 15 gets a touch, back to Kelly Brown. She puts a flick. She wanted that to go IO. It went OI and out of bounds. Canada with the disc now. Going the other way. Deep cut generated early, but not taken. Now up liner to that deep cut coming back was 33. She puts a big one up. It was a thought of discussion, but it's just counted as a turnover. Australians with another chance. Kate Sargent with the disc now walks it in to Lou Fernside. Lou has a look, puts a backhand over top. It's floaty. Picked up by the Canadian defender, Roderick. She gets it across, continued, 51 now, close side in her end zone for Canada. Takes a backhand, bit of contact. Tapped back into play, up line, 26 with the disc. A cut under, but takes the big one. Lots of float, lots of time. Canadian 54 gets there, moves it on right away to 66. That is an unknown Canadian receiver with the goal. It's Val Dion who gets the goal for Canada. Beverly Porter with the disc in hand, set to pull. Canada two quick ones. The first one very quick, second one took a few possessions, but they're able to get it. Australia now. Coming the other way, Anna Haynes picks it up. Liz Borberg does wonderful work out there. Looking good with a spin around flick, puts it out into space. Unfortunately, Anna Haynes not able to get under it. Big flick fake and then centered, now 54 for Canada. Brings it this side, 44, marked by Tegan Dawn. Flick underneath, gets away, almost a second chance. But Australia now with the disc. Tam Davis picks it up. Gets a flick out to Min. Min up to Liz Borberg. She winds up, gives backhand. Jenny B is there. Oh, but the Canadian defender gets two hands on it, very safe, gets the turn. Now 25, out of bounds. Now the Australians with a chance, about 20 meters out with the start of this possession, able to set up. Nearly into an end zone offense. Tam goes up line, a lot of contact there, it's coming back. Now we're in. Flick out, Anna Haynes there, she gets up for it, nobody's taking that space away from her. Big backhand, high release, out the other way, has a receiver. Karen Baker had a touch and it flutters away. Just tapped in now for Canada. 26 comes under and puts a big one. Has a receiver. Bit of a height mismatch, but she got there well in front. That's 17 with the disc for Canada. She looks to break and finds contact. That's Wendy Sligel. She goes up line. As the open woman not quite in yet. That's 26 with the disc for Canada, right on the goal line. Pops one out in front. 54, a handy little stretch out there. Gets the goal for Canada. That's 3-0 for the Canadians, and Nettleford with the goal. 66 now for Canada, set to pull. Val Dion puts a big one up. Backhand no high, fades to the close side of the field where Liz Borberg unfortunately not able to hang on to the pole. The hopeful Aussie D to make sure that that's not costly. 37, picks up the disc for Canada, shakes, forehand goes up, it's high. And Val Dion, again, number 66, wearing Mario Lemieux's number for Canada, puts them up 4-0. Canadians pull up. Lou Fernside settles under it. Centers to Kelly Brown. Kelly goes big. She's never afraid. She's got a receiver. Heidi there. Has the disc. Now meet her away. One focus pass could do it. Or a few with a sensible dump like they've done. Siobhan gives it right back to Heidi for the goal. Flying Foxes on the board. 1 to the Canadians 4. Jenny B set to pull for the Australian D-line after they get themselves on the board. Canada puts a hand up, ready to receive. And the flat pole gets just beyond the brick mark, center field. Centered down, number 20 for Canada. Australia puts a zone on. 37 now for Canada with the disc. Has a quick look, puts it to 79. Coach counting throws here for Australia as though they may transition. Canadians with the disc as the Australians do transition. 17 now for Canada. Gets one up, too high, generates the turn. Knocked away by number 1 for Australia. It's Karen Baker flanked to handle with her. Has a cut, Hans in space, a few in space there. As the space closed down, Canadians get the D back. Now Canada comes up the other way, has 28 on the sideline, puts a big one up. It's there, 17 for Canada. Wow, great read, great hands there. And 17 gets it into space to 25. That's Rigglesworth with the goal. And Sligel made the big catch and the assist. Canada set to pull. That's Val Dion again. Puts up a big one. Floats to Lou Fernside. Doesn't have her handle it right away. So she puts an OI out to Kelly Brown's direction, but goes out of bounds. And about the scoreboard. For Canada, Shannon Elliott. Disc is in, Kelly on the mark. Up line cut. There's a throw between two intended receivers there. And Lou picks it up to go the other way. Floaty flick to 13. She comes down with it safely. Kelly Martin open and claps to demand attention. She's got the disc now. Kelly gets the up line to 13 and gets it back. Wanted to put one. Settles down. 22 with the disc for Australia. She pivots a couple times and gets one through the middle. Couldn't call them a play. Every Lou Fernside says that they are indeed ready. And the disc is in. Centered 15 comes under. Gets it too far in front for Cousins. And Canada with the disc. Sorry, too far in front of Flynn, rather. Canada now coming the other way. Gets one centered at their own brick mark now 44 with the disc. She fakes break and then goes flick. Dion with the disc, she puts a big one. 3 or 4 receivers or potential receivers in the area. Lufer inside now with the disc. Fakes backhand. That gives the backhand. Oh, great grab there. 15 for Australia. That's Nikki Taylor with a great play. Now up to Flynn. Flynn engages her dump, which is Kelly Brown, but can't get it there. Then gets it to Sargent. Kate Sargent. Disc back in. Kate Sargent gets it up line to Kelly Martin. She puts one quick over Siobhan Donahue's head. Disc goes up right away as the Canadians put it in. They just jack it to space. And the Canadian receiver gets there. That's 83. Then back to Dion. She puts a big one. Lufer inside, certainly the height advantage in the area. And she moves to Siobhan Donahue right away. Unfortunately, Siobhan throws the turn on the next pass, and 44 for Canada now with the disc. Flick goes up over the first receiver, touch on the second, and that second touch is Siobhan Donahue ends up being the D. Call on the play. Canada centered. 54 with the disc. Now over to 44. She fakes flick now, gets the up line, cut to that flick side. 54 with the disc, another up liner. 44 for Canada with the goal. That's Shannon Elliott with another one. Canada up 6-1 early, making this look like it might turn to a rout. Canada putting the pull up. Floats to the other end. Anna Haynes from Perth puts it back into play, gets it to number 1, and back to Anna Haynes. It's Karen Baker in between touches. Min gets the disc, moves it to Hans, and sends it towards Molly. Disc is in. And Molly gets a hand on it. Fakes backhand. Now wants it down. Sticks with Anna Haynes and gets her. Haynes to Tam Davis. Tam Davis fakes a backhand. Now wants flick. Still working hard. Now Cousins slides to pick that one up. Moved on to Molly on the close sideline. Back to Baker. She gets Cousins. And back to Anna Haynes in the middle of the field. Haynes puts it into space. Not enough space for Baker to be able to get there. And Canada getting the return. These Canadians have been very unforgiving when given a turn. And a deep one goes down to number 4 for Canada. She takes a good one into her shoulder while falling to the turf. She gets it to number 15. Puts it up line, 26 for Canada. OI flick to number 4 again. She got the gainer. She got the goal. That's Monica Kerr-Koster with the goal. Canadian sent the ball. Jennifer Nichols sends it the other way. Tegan Dawn collects. Anna Haynes. Haynes moves it upfield to Min, who bids for it. Grabs a great shot near the turf. Then Kelly Brown makes another big play herself. Aussies with 2 layout grabs in a row. They want to cash this one in, make those count for something. She jacks it, gets past her receiver, and 77. Rodrigue for Canada, able to get a hand on it for the D. Canada comes the other way. A foul called as it hits the turf off Shannon Elliott. She calls a foul on Van Blerick. A lot of fakes here as the Aussies sit in the zone. Anna Haynes gets under it. She's the big girl in the picture. She gets knocked over. She's okay. Gets up. Picks up the disc. Sends a backhand into the end zone, but Kelly Brown wasn't where Anna had anticipated. Disc goes back to Anna Haynes. Disc goes back to Anna Haynes. She taps it in. Now puts an OI backhand the other way, looking for Kelly Brown. Kelly comes down with it. Not a bad option to start shooting for Kelly. And she gets a goal for the Aussies, who trail 2-7. This goes up, Lufer inside. Sends it down, Canada, 35. Gets the pull out to 37. She centers. Australians put the zone back on. 35 has a look at her options, moves it on to 79. Close sideline here, 2 keeps it in, makes the catch. Dump back, 79 again with the disc. And a bit of a chase as the Aussies transition to a man-to-man or person-to-person defense rather. Out to 66, that's Dion, puts the big one. She tends to do that. Canadians get the goal. Dion with the assist, and I think it's number 2 with the goal. Sorry, 15 with the goal for Canada. That's Preston Gagnon. This goes up. Canada leading commandingly 8-2. Tam Davis picks it up. Kelly comes under. Kelly back to Tam. Tam. Over to Tegan Dawn now, far side of the field. She gets a flick out. As a receiver, it's Heidi. Heidi throws it behind Kelly Brown, and Canada gets another turn. Canada coming back now, 51, 25. And a big flip goes up. 42 on the chase. Heidi's coming to the area, as is Roderick. Heidi able to get in front enough for the D. Foul called. Animated discussion between the two. Roderick with the disc. Calls timeout right away. Canada sets up after making the call on the play there between 77 and 7 for Australia. Roderick kind of took a step in front and a bit of contact there and gets away with a foul. Now she centers back. Min on the chase. 51 with the disc. Moves it across 20, swipes it backhand fake. Again, as a look at this flick now. No eye flick to Roderick. And she gets the goal after making a call to keep the disc alive. Canada takes half. 9-2. 76 pulls for Canada. Sails down the other end. Australia picks up. Kelly Brown gets the disc from Sargent. A zone forms for the Canadians. Kelly gets one back to Sargent. And she puts a big hammer up. Ooh, into a good bit of space there. Australia's not able to handle the hammer that was into good space. 79 now. OI caught above her head, far side of the field for Canada. Number 10 for Canada. Has a cut-up line. 79 was there. Goes to Roderick, and Heidi gets in front. Sargent has a look, gets a backhand to Kelly Brown. Heidi goes deep. Kelly holds on to the disc now. Heidi comes under. Kelly gets it to the area, but a little too far in front. Canada's 54 wipes her hands on the grass. Picks up the disc. Lindsay Nettleford. Another fold rather. Gets up line, great pick up there by 20. Puts a big deep one. Gets the goal after a beautiful pickup. Sends it the length of the field. Number 9 for Canada, Marie-Eve Paradis. Pull goes up for the Canadians with a commanding lead on this game, 10-2. They've just made the Australians pay for just about every turnover. Jenny B now with the disc for Oz. Gets it to Molly. Two of them done some work together in Queensland, playing for Black Betty as well. Tam Davis, part of that Queensland trifecta on the field right now. Molly gets a backhand upfield. Cousins with the disc now on the close sideline. Just under our cameras, back out to Tam. She gets a flick out. Jenny B keeps her body in front of the defender and then moves it to Molly. The big flick forehand. OI gets away there. The shot to the end zone doesn't count. Tail of the game for Australia. A lot of good movement. And then the throws to the end zone get away from it. Disc is in. Canada coming the other way. On their own end zone line. That's Kerr. Gets it up. Up 51 for Canada, far sideline. Gets a nice undercut to number 2. 25 now, flicks to Val Dion. She gets it up to Monica Kerr. But she throws away as Tam Davis steps in front to get the D. Anna Haynes with the disc, back to Tam Davis. Tam with the big flick up. Molly comes down with it. Molly Young fakes backhand, gives forehand, perfect shot. It's coming back. A glimmer of hope there for the Australians. Let's see if they can do it again. The discussion ends. Molly now puts a flick up. Jenny B was there, but so was Karen Baker, who came from the other side. Aussies get back on the board. It's 3 for Australia, 10 for Canada. Australians get back on the board there after another long run by the Canadians. Canada, 35, puts it into play to 54 now, far side of the field. 37 flicks on in 9. 26 with the disc. Sends to the end zone, space in front. And number 10 catches up and gets a goal. Kathleen Lemieux for Canada. Now up 11-3. The Canadians are now set to pull as Dan Clinton joins me for some commentary from one of our very own ULTI.TV members. Tam Davis gets the disc, moves to Tegan Dawn there. How you doing today, Dan?
Good. Just sorted out our next matches for the days. They moved the bronze medal match for the Open, so I was just finding out where that was going to be and how we're going to cover it.
Trying to chase all the action here. Molly gets the disc as she hits her knees. Now looking to center. She finds Tegan Dawn. That's the sister of her boyfriend. And gets to number 1, Baker to Haynes for the goal. Hand goes up. Foul on the play.
Now, Steph, what's been happening out there? It's 11-3 to Canada. They're in massive control of this game.
The Australians are efficient enough with the disc until their throws to the end zone for the most part. For the majority of the game, that would be the storyline. And then the Canadians just make them pay. They're too efficient with their offense. When their D-line gets a turn, their D-line looks good playing out.
Oh, nice grab.
Goes over top there. Keeps the possession alive. Oh, and then the preservation there.
And as you say, that last shot in the end zone, they cough it up.
There it is again. The shot for score is a little over vicious.
The Flying Foxes had some great movement before that, and a big throw goes straight out of bounds for Canada.
In space, look good. They generate movement, they generate cuts coming under and deep, but when their space clamps up and they've got less to use, then their throws no longer find the targets. Tam now. Tam Davis puts a backhand to Molly.
Nice bid. Nice D.
Just under the defender and too low for Min to get her hands on it.
So this comes back in. Hannah Haynes get a block right in the end zone.
And
Throws
turns it into a score to Min.
What great work there by Haynes. She comes off for a sub.
4-11. That's what the Aussies got to do with their offensive possessions. Make them one throws. And then they'll always win. There's Borberg with the disc. Set to pull. We've got Declan taking over a bit of a production role here for the ULTI.TV.
He's telling you what to do, Stephen.
Wearing the pants of the family, so to speak.
Just as the team coach / guest, John Hempel comes up to talk some smack.
35 with this for Canada. Flick centered to 26. She fakes a flick and then a backhand fake as well. Still with the disc, puts the backhand to Roderick. 77. Fakes a backhand herself. Now looking to center and does. 44 for Canada. Now just in the red zone now, at the edges of it. At about the opposing brick mark, a shot.
The Canada women finding a lot of space out there.
And that's 77 with the assist to number 12 for Canada, who gets the goal. That is a person who we can't find on the roster quite yet, number 12. We'll get back to you on that one at the start of the next point. Ball goes up. That was Prescott Gagnon. We got the goal, number 15. We couldn't see from that perspective here.
Thanks for the assist on the pronunciation there, Stefan.
Yeah, otherwise known as Gagnon.
The problems with being Australian.
Yes. Haynes to Tegan Dawn over top of the zone, and then Tam Davis back to Haynes. Cousins with the disc now.
Nice disc movement there by Haynes, getting it in the middle quickly. Unfortunately, no continuation for the Australians. They go around the zone. Looking good.
The up line there into space. Jenny B has it now. They're on the doorstep, the Aussies. Get it out to Anna Haynes with Davis to Haynes. Now right on the goal line, not quite in.
Haynes.
To Ans Vakaman with the goal.
Haynes taking it to the Canadian zone.
The Haynes train, get on it. It's 12-5.
She's coming through. Look at Louisa Fernside pulling for Australia. I still don't believe she's old enough to be playing on this Masters team. She still seems, I don't know, 20s something.
I think she's got herself a fake ID for this. Just wanted to play. Dyed her hair gray, baby. A couple grays in there. Kelly Brown on the mark as Canada. 44 has the disc.
Some good news for the Flying Foxes. Kelly Brown went down with a serious hip injury, a big hematoma coming up on her hip. Unable to walk several days ago. However, she's back out there and running.
Give her the morphine. Give her the morphine. Just get her in.
I don't think it was that, Steph. She's a mother. She's reached another level of toughness.
Yes, and even in one of her pregnancies, speaking of toughness, played a national championship and
really?
Very active then. So Kelly is certainly one tough mother. 44 with the disc for Canada, gets it through the cup a bit to 17 now. Good little movement probably for Canada.
That cup needs to tighten up here.
33 gets it to the other side. Now that's Dion all alone. Cup struggles to get there in time as she throws the goal to number 9. Canada up 13-5.
To Paradis.
Paradis with the goal. That's her third.
The Canadian women just finding tons and paddocks of space out there on O.
Yeah, they popped a whole bunch through the fence where they only found bits of space at a time there, but as soon as they got about 2-3 pops to count, then they, like you said, paddocks. Oh, and a drop right in front of our cameras there, number 5. Bobbles and drops for Australia. An unfortunate turn early in the possession. Disc is up. And 15 gets way over top. One-handed grab there for Canada. They go up 14-5, and that's Prescott Gagnon. We'll call her the Gagnon again for the goal for Canada. Disc is a big catch behind us in the other semifinal. Japan, USA in a tight one.
Gee whiz, the small statured number 5 taking off and
like she had some fancy Japanese rocket shoes on.
The Canadians, they're finding this game, or they're making it look really easy. I think it's as a result of their hard work. Not any kind of major skill mismatch, just good old-fashioned hard work by the girls in red.
Indeed, they showing a lot of mongrel. Liz Borberg now with an aggressive mark and some contact as she lets loose. But no foul called. Number 20 picks up the disc for Canada.
So an attempted feld runner there for Australia, trying to isolate Kelly Martin in space. Disc goes down, and the Canadian girls get the disc back. There's a call on the play.
Not too many calls in this game. It's been rather friendly, everything amicable and sorted out right away, and and very few called, in fact.
Yeah, this women's Masters division seems to be bucking the trend of Masters games. Normally we see heaps of calls, heaps of discussion, but the women Masters seem to be the epitome of spirit. If there's a call, they sort it out lightning fast.
Just here for a good time. Karen Baker macks the pass, and then it ends up turning to a D. You always get a bit frightened when you make the D and then watch it float longer. Lou Fernside to Heidi. Heidi with the disc. Puts the flick up.
Pick
Charlie
call.
Brown there, pick called. Heidi has the disc checked in. Gets Lou Fernside. She puts it to Kelly Brown.
That's a big throw.
Bit of contact.
A bid.
2 hands, it comes down. And we've got a turn. Canada gonna pick it up and come the other way.
So number 20 kicks the cone over.
Puts an OI backhand that's out of bounds the whole way thus far. But 33 keeps her feet beautifully.
What a beautiful catch.
It in, and then
what
throws a perfect shot up the line.
What a beautiful
for
catch.
Number 2.
What a beautiful throw.
Canada just dominating this game. That's Pascal Chamberlain who ends up getting the goal, and 33 with Jennifer Nichols, who really did the bulk of the work with the huge catch and the perfect upline pass. And Canada up by 10 now. It's all over but the crying, so to speak, by the looks of things, unless the most miraculous of comebacks could be pulled out by these Flying Foxes.
Wouldn't that be special?
For now, they should just be concentrating on 1 point at a time, finish this game swinging. Jenny B with the disc. Over top to Cousins, who makes a bid for it, but watches it fall away. 51 for Canada now.
Wow, Jenny B in the backfield there, showing some wheels, tracking down that cut.
Jenny B is a gunner of an athlete, always getting MVP votes in leagues and tournaments every time she turns up.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice catch there by 44. That's Elliott, Shannon Elliott.
Moves it to 17. Commands a bit of space as she pivots into Cousins.
Sligo there with the pivot.
Legal or Sligo. We're trying to work that one out.
I'm going to go with Sligo.
And I'll say Sligo. It's we're back to the old potato, tomato, tomato conversation. Is that right?
Must be.
It's all those people who say potato around the world. Anna Haynes ensures the sidelines cleared and then has the disc tapped in.
The Hayne train laying it down, putting it up, and hanging it out.
Never in, and gives the Canadians possession at a heck of a spot there on the doorstep at the cone. 44 puts the disc into play.
Good spot here for Canada, and this is where you want to be, middle of the field.
Great attacking position. Lots of angles, lots of cut options. 42 with the disc as pick is called. Indeed, about to be tapped back in. Looks like it's coming in on one. It is.
Haynes playing on the edge of the lane here, looking to poach off. The poach, however, The player being poached, almost getting free on the break side. The mark cut it down though, luckily for the Flying Foxes.
44 with the disc.
Bit of contact there, number 0 for Australia.
Tam Davis.
Getting caught up with one of the Canada receivers.
It's 44 now with the disc. Shannon Elliott. She's been getting a lot of touches in this game. Moves it on to 51 now, 54 far side. 51 winds up a backhand and delivers back to Shannon Elliott here on the close side. She puts a flick to the end zone. Jenny B not able to get in front, and number 9 for Canada. That's her second goal at least. That is
Paradis.
Paradis. That's about her 4th goal, in fact.
Yeah, she's owning the end zone at the moment.
16-5, 11-point lead. 33 with the disc for Canada. Set to goal.
So Canada on the verge of a finals berth here in the inaugural Women's Masters division. Wouldn't it be special to win the very first Women's Masters Worlds?
Indeed, have that first engravement on the trophy. Jennifer Nichols puts the pull up. They'll be if they do end this now on game point, they'll surely move right over to the next field to watch the end of a much tighter battle. They're working the Feld runner, the German, to Kelly. She got it to space effectively, but Kelly not able to hang on.
Yeah, we saw the 3 Flying Foxes immediately clear out and try and create the space for Kelly Brown to work. See a bit of a call here on the play. Lou Fernside having a chat with number 37 there from Canada.
It's Tasia Balding.
Tasia, interesting name, man.
It is. Sounds like a taser. I wonder if they call her that. We do. Let's see if we can get the disc to the taser here on this last point, or it could be last point. It's in. Taser gets the disc.
Look out. Huck it, Taser. Put it in the end zone. Have a time. Dumps.
Back to 20. Far side of the field. 20 gets it in the center again.
That's Audette. Or Day. I don't know. These Canadian / French spellings are doing my head in.
Yeah, you never know if it's going to be French or not with the Canadians. With the Québécois and Francophones.
Great bid there by Audet.
And Borberg picks up, jacks it.
Oh, nice throw. Great positioning by the Canadian defender there.
Indeed.
Brilliant defending.
And the taser has the disc again. Moves it to 25.
Oh, and a brilliant hand
block by Liz Borberg. It must have been that Flying Fox wristband she's got on that helped out with the hand block. She's given a few to the ULTI.TV crew, so we thank her for that. And credit her with a wristband hand block. Back to Lou Fernside.
Lou Fernside with the disc still. There is a call downfield.
And that's Fernside being marked by the taser. Disc is in. Oh, Fernside puts it up and it falls short.
There's another call on the play.
A layout, but there's another call. Now we're getting the calls after a very clean game. Late in the game, on game point for Canada, the calls are coming out.
So Lou Fernside still with the disc after the second or third call on this possession for her. Goes to Djukovac with the disc.
Heidi looks for the flick. Now wants to break.
Another call downfield.
Heidi Djukovac set to put it back into play. Puts one over top. Backhand tie release to Fernside. She puts a nice OI up. But gets over the head of number 5 for the Flying Foxes.
That's Carrie Flynn with a great bit of that disc. Lou Fernside just putting that outside in up.
Just a bit too much mustard. Disc is in, Canada.
It's funny you say mustard because we haven't eaten mustard in, I don't know, it must be over a week because they don't have it here in Japan.
No, more soy sauce here.
Maybe too much soy sauce on the throw.
Yes. The taser puts one out far side. Number 10 now for Canada with the disc. That's Lemieux. the great hockey legend in Canada, Mario Lemieux. Wonder if there's any relation there. 15 gets it now, puts it up, has a
Number
receiver.
2. Oh.
Gets away. Liz Borberg puts the disc into play. She puts the backhand out. Callie Brown unable to handle it. Looks to her hands as though they might give an explanation. Very uncharacteristic of Callie Brown, very sure-handed. Taser picks up the disc. She flick, gets it to 20. 20 been doing a lot of handling. 20 gets it to number 6. That is the last goal of the game. The Canadians dominant in a 12-point victory. It's 17-5. Huge game by Marie-Hélène Audet. She threw the game-winning assist. The Canadians will surely clap hands, spirit circle up, and then check out the field next door to see who they'll face in this inaugural Women's Masters Division Final.
How special is that for Canada? Winning the semi-final to get through to the first Women Masters final ever.
And
that's special news.
And that'll be on tonight at 5 p.m. in the grandstands in the main stadium here at J. Green Sakai. Until then, this is Stefan Rapazzo joined by Daniel Clinton from ULTI.TV, wishing you all the best and hoping you tune into this and the next one.